Hey everybody. So today I wanted to talk about, how to buy your first home, or your first condo, or just to get into the real estate, get that transaction as far as, and today it's really, really tough to compare to when I first bought my house. But the main thing I did in the beginning was every little thing I saved and saved and saved until, you have this you get your tax refund, throw it into a CD, just keep building up your savings, and you don't have to get to that 20% you need. You can get to like 5% down or anything like that, but even today it's really tough to even try to make it happen with the how crazy the prices are and then the interest rate is as well. You may get a break here when the Fed drops the rates, and then I think right now I'm seeing rates are like 6.5, 7%. And I refinanced when it was down lower in the twos and the threes. And then so even but then you shouldn't let that sway you into stopping to try to get into the real estate, a house or anything like that. Sometimes you're looking in an area and it's really super expensive, and maybe look into an area that isn't so crowded and expensive. But the first thing I would do, just create some savings like you can't touch, that's just there sitting there, and you keep building it up just to try to get to like 5% down or anything like that is your first step. And then the second is just a waiting game right now for everybody that's looking to buy a house right now with the housing prices and everything like that. But I would, after getting, while these rates are gonna eventually they're gonna drop back down. Even when I first got my house, I was in 5%, and then eventually you could, if it's around 5%, it's doable, and then you could refinance later. But right now, just save to just try to get to that 5% down payment. And the next step would be to, just it's a waiting game. Like I said, just wait for the rates to eventually fall. When the Fed starts dropping, then I think they're just going to keep going lower, maybe back to where they were. But yeah, number one, save while those rates are going down. Yeah, just in the meantime, just keep saving, saving, saving. And then I would look into areas that aren't in the metro areas that are super expensive, and look outside of those areas, that somewhere that's more rural or like that. And it doesn't have to be in those major metropolitan areas like Miami, New York, Chicago, or Las Vegas or LA or anything like those. Look in the suburbs, and then also look like farther out rural, like some areas that are, you're gonna get a better deal, a bigger house for your money. Like if you try to buy the same house in Fort Lauderdale, Miami, you're not gonna get the same house somewhere that's more rural of a location, and like in the south, or the more like Georgia and stuff like that, and more rural area around Tennessee or anything like that, compared to like the super metro areas. You're just gonna find a smaller house in those areas than you are in a more rural area. That's just the way it is. But the first thing, I would do, build up your savings as much as you can. Wait for the rates to drop, and also make sure your career path is really good, where you have a steady job for a while as far as your first house or condo. And then even you may, if you're younger, maybe just you don't have a family or anything like that, then maybe the better choice is to pick up a condo instead. But for right now, I would just, or a townhouse. But for right now, I would just focus on your savings, getting the savings, as much savings as possible, to maybe like save up to 20,000, have that amount saved, and then even look into getting a condo or a townhome instead of buying the house, because the house, there's a lot of maintenance stuff that you don't realize until you're in it, and then you're just paying the interest rate and everything like that, and then most of your, for the how long you've been in there, most of it, a lot of it is just going to maintenance, and you don't realize that you're paying into that, where you could bypass all that and get a condo or a townhome that you don't have to deal with the maintenance. So houses, they have to come with a lot of maintenance, a lot of upkeep, and all that other crap that you don't get in a condo and a townhome. But the only difference, you even see some houses here that have HOAs included into the house price. So I don't know if you want to, but if you have a condo and townhome, it's okay to get a HOA. But I mean, just, I'm saying, like, save, wait for the interest rates to drop, make sure your career path is steady, and look at places that don't have HOAs. Another thing you could try is to look for fixer-uppers. If it's your first time home, sometimes you'll get a deal that, that's half off the price because this person didn't take care of their house, but you have to really factor in, a lot of traditional mortgage lenders aren't going to approve the house if has a lot of problems. If the house the kitchen is gutted, and you're not going to get those loans, those fixer-upper kind of loans that, like, as long as it has some sort of dishwasher access or has like a fridge in there, but if it's completely, they gutted the whole thing and left it there, you're not going to get those non-conventional loans, which they do help somewhat, but then you could get those loans, but you gotta commit to having that work done before you move in. Like, say if there's they gutted the kitchen and all that, you have to get all that quoted out and the job done and make sure it's fixed up before they even take the loan on. The different, Freddie, just the different Freddie Mac and all those different non-conventional loans. But it doesn't hurt to bid on those. I've seen houses that I was looking at, and the whole roofing system was, but then they had, if you look further into it, they had a lot of mold and stuff. You don't want to, but you could find those houses that are really, were newer at the time, but they didn't keep any upkeep on it, and just the house went to hell. But you could still get a deal on those if you're living somewhere else, and then you get that non-conventional loan and you fix it up as you go, and then you can move in. But for right now, it's really crazy for younger people that are trying to get a house. They're really stuck. So I feel for you guys that are in that position. But you don't want to be a renter for your whole life, just throwing it away every month. You're not building any equity. And I think that besides the stock market, one of the best wealth builders is in real estate. So definitely get into real estate, even if it's a struggle right now to even consider it. If you're sitting on the sidelines or you don't know how to do it, and one of the biggest advocate you could have is get a real estate agent. Don't try to go it on your own. You can, and plus ask a lot of questions. You'll learn a lot from that agent as well, that could help you, put those fears aside to really, so you're able to jump to the next step, to understanding that it is a lot more complicated than renting an apartment. There's a lot of more work involved just to get that property. But yeah, work with your agent. They're your advocate. real estate advocate to getting you over that hump. But yeah, just to sum it up, yeah, save money. Let's wait for these real estate, I mean, the interest rates to drop. I mean, eventually, who knows, you could have some sort of crash or dip, and that'd be the best time to grab some of the deals out there. But right now, there's no deals out. It's ridiculous how much they want for single family homes, or even condo, or a lot of the condos are, and townhomes are a lot of older ones that are 7 years ago that you could buy for nothing. But so yeah, wait for those deals to happen. And then fourth, yeah, work with your real estate agent. You really learn a lot how that process goes, and then also, look for those fixer-uppers first. If you're looking to buy a home as just for your first home to get in there, and then once you're in that first home, the sky's the limit. You can start buying, getting some equity, and then on to the next one. But look at those fixer-uppers. Even now, there's some deal out there that, this person, they'll knock off over how much the house is to get that house. But those houses are really hard to find. You're not going to find them in a lot of traditional places to look for, online to see it. But you got to really search around. And one final thing is, just look at those apps like Zillow. Yeah, there's a bunch of different apps, homes.com, Redfin, realtor.com, and drive around the neighborhoods, look at the houses that you're interested in, and then check them out. A lot of times you can go there and see, what condition they are and everything, but you don't really need the agent for that. You can just go, agent helps you get inside the house, to tour the house, but just drive by the neighborhood, see how the neighborhood looks, and you can only tell so much online by looking at pictures and watching tour videos, how really the house looks like and what the neighborhood is. You have to do that, tour the house. It's one of my favorite things to do was look on those apps and then drive around and seeing how the neighborhood is, and do I really want to put a bid in this house, this neighborhood? And then you look at the pictures online and think, man, I really like this house, but then you drive by the neighborhood and it's kind of a dump, and that makes you pass on the house. But those are just my suggestions if you're looking to buy a house. The main thing right now, if you haven't even started, just the first thing to do is just save as much as you can. And things will change, and you'll be able to find that house of your dreams, or the condo, townhome, just to get you in the door to start building up equity into real estate, which I think it's more of a better game than the stock market is in the long term. Really piling on that equity, and then you live in it, and it just builds up equity, and you can get one house, get a couple condos, and then you're off to the races. But yeah, if you like this video, hit like, subscribe. And I just wanted to give you my experience on getting a house. And it may seem daunting for a lot of you guys out there that this is your first time buying a house, or thinking about buying a house, buying a condo and townhome. But yeah, look for those rural areas, and yeah, just those are my 5 or 6, 7 suggestions. But main thing is getting cash, saving. But yeah, if you like this video, like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Hope you guys enjoy your day and make it a good one. And yeah, real estate is the way to go to build up your finances and build up your future and for the next generation. All right, thanks for watching. Peace. Peace, and I'll see you guys in the next one.